I want it to be owned by Heihachi. I want it to be owned by the Mishima Zaibatsu.
That's so perfect. That's
Like if you zoom in into the background in the window, you see Heihachi on the fucking grill. He's back there making waffles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pixel Primos video game podcast, where we talk about all the latest things in gaming, from the Switch 2 to Pikachu 2's Electric Boogaloo. Hey, I'm Juan Solo.
What up? I am Paco. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
Ladies, and I'm JJ.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Paco, welcome back. We missed you last time.
It is good to be back. Trust me. It is good to be back.
How'd the surgery go?
Surgery went fine. I got the Dominican dick licked.
Oh, the addictomy?
Addictomy. Yeah. So I went from 1.5 to 3 inches. Watch out. Watch out, Ron Jeremy. I'm coming for you. Also, why do we always use Ron Jeremy? Who's the new one now that you get? Johnny Sins. That's the new guy. That's the new idol.
He's probably also on his way out. It's probably like Jordi El Caballo Loco or something now.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's so weird looking, but I can't. He's so weird looking, like in the face. But I'm like, bro, you're living a dream right now. Like, I can't fault you. Let me subscribe.
Yeah. I love the few people that are like, I thought this was a video game podcast. You're right, it is.
It is. But what's a video game without a couple of sexual innuendos and sexual jokes? Conquer that for a day.
All right. Well, some updates while we were gone. First things first, we hit 50 subscribers.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about, baby.
So yes, round of applause. Well done, boys. We did it. We have made it. And
Y'all are the bomb.
But of course, yes, the bomb. Oh, I thought I had mine somewhere here, but no, I don't. But obviously, we would not have made it there without the true alphas of this podcast, the viewers.
The viewers.
With viewers like
are in the mail.
Yes. And a special shout out to our 50th subscriber who commented, revealing himself to be our 50th subscriber, user by the name of Cal is a Fine Specimen 2.0. That's a great name, by the way.
I agree with that.
Yes. So, thank you very much, and thank you to everybody else who kept watching. And so, we'll see if down the line we'll do some type of subscriber special. But for now, just want to acknowledge that. Appreciate you guys for sticking with us. All right. Well, I guess from there, we can get into the nitty-gritty of this episode.
The meat and potatoes.
So, yeah, the meat and potatoes, if you will. The circuits of this. The nitty-gritty. So, Nintendo tweeted out something. And let me just point out that the balls on them to just drop something so chill, so relaxed, no hype, no promo, no teaser image or they just said
it's like the equivalent of surprise butt stuff. Just pass.
Yeah.
just no lube, just orderly right there.
Yeah, no, there was no foreplay.
It's like just it's the equivalent of Kennedy going up on stage and saying like, "We are going to the moon." Like,
Wait,
this is the moon landing of our generation. Nintendo just tweeting out.
like that the Switch 2
do you think it's gonna be called the
is on the
Switch
way.
2 though?
No, probably not.
I hope
Well,
not.
I mean, it depends on what the gimmick is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's either gonna be AR or some kind of VR, maybe.
Well, the
'Cause I
Switch
feel like
already
that's where
kind of
most.
does that.
Really,
Kinda.
I've only used my Switch for Zelda, so I have no idea what my Switch can do.
The Labo stuff was all like AR
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
pseudo VR. Like you could put it,
The
the
cardboard
cardboard
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. That was also wasn't that also just kind of dropped out of nowhere, and there wasn't really a bunch of hype around it or behind
Well,
it. It was just kind of
they
like
announced it. They
cardboard
announced the
VR.
Labo. They announced the Labo during like a direct, but they really only showed off like a handful of like stuff. It's because the idea behind Labo was that it would allow like players to come up with their own like devices. Since I mean, the thing is basically just cardboard.
Yeah.
The idea was that like yeah, maybe other people down the line could
It
make their own
was
cardboard inventions
So
yeah,
like
it
that could
Legos.
run.
was
Yeah.
it would be it's kind of like a very very base level like Raspberry Pi because I know you could program the games too. Like you could change
Mhm.
up
Mm-hmm.
how the games worked.
Yeah.
So if you had like a very tech savvy and creative kid like that wanted to do something in like programming, a Labo would be a good like starting point.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
It would
And
probably be
yeah,
really good at maker spaces.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
yeah.
those. I think you're probably right. Then it would probably be really good for maker spaces and stuff. Wait, one thing. I think the next gimmick. Well, at least in my opinion, one thing that I hate about modern day games and consoles is that I constantly have to be connected to the internet, which I
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
fucking hate because I like my campaigns. I like to play the campaigns, and I hate that I can't even fucking play it offline. That's one thing that I extremely hate. And I know with the Switch, you can play the game offline. Like you don't need
Hmm.
to be connected to the internet so you can play. So
Yeah.
if they can,
Portability
yeah.
was
So if they
like
can continue that, is
built in mind. So the idea is if you're on a trip somewhere, you're not in your house, meaning there's a good chance you don't have
signal.
internet or Wi-Fi. So
Yeah, and in Japan, like there is very little free Wi-Fi. Like there's very
Hmm.
few public spaces where you can access Wi-Fi. It would all be like through your cell phone, which would be
Yeah.
expensive.
Oh yeah. Amount of bandwidth. Holy shit. No, I that is one thing that I do enjoy about the Switch is that I don't have to be connected to anything to play. Which
Hmm.
is if and also I mean I know the Switch is I think Switch would this Nintendo would probably because I think right now what's the most popular right now is what Xbox and PlayStation. They are kind of like the console wars or whatever is usually
PlayStation
between
is
those two.
handedly
Um,
Mhm.
kicking Xbox's ass, especially after this this recent week.
yeah, but with the Switch, if because we were one of my coworkers were talking about it, was I think Nintendo would have one over if um they wouldn't be so associated as like a kids console because I think that's what most everybody associates Nintendo with. You know, since its inception is like this is for kids. Like these games are supposed to be towards kids, and it's like not really. Like fucking Zelda, Mario, and all these other games are. You don't have to be a kid to enjoy these. Like these are really fucking enjoyable and challenging in their own right for most gamers and adults and non-casual gamers too. Um, so I think if they, I guess have more mature games, I guess is the word or the phrase. But if they did a partnership with Steam, like Steam exclusive, because if it's already portable, so you could
Mhm.
just download some Steam games and be able to have them on your phone or on your console ready to go, and the portability of I can't speak today. Portability of it, I think would win it over. I think as probably a more popular console. than PlayStation. At least I think so. I don't know.
And yeah, I guess let me just back up just a little bit for people that are like confused. That's like, wait, what the fuck? There's another Switch coming out, and it's uh, Nintendo just casually dropped in a tweet, and it wasn't even the main tweet. It was a reply to another post.
I didn't know that part.
So it wasn't even the main one. But no one gave a shit about the main one because I think the main one, it's not loading on my screen for some reason. But the main tweet was something along the lines of that the Switch has made record profits, that the Switch alone has made more money than their previous consoles like combined.
Wow.
And so that was the first tweet. Then in the reply to that one, I mean, it's in Japanese, right? But the translation is, "This is Furukawa, president of Nintendo. We will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this physical year." And just to skip ahead, will be holding a Nintendo Direct this June regarding the Nintendo Switch software lineup for the later half of 2024. But please be aware that there will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during that presentation.
Ooh.
So it's just, oh, the Switch 2 is coming.
He's just like, hey guys, get this. We're going to the fucking moon. Like,
Just so you know.
I like to think that it's like that quote in like Smiling Friends at the end of that Christmas episode where it's like, hey guys, Switch 2 is coming out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We got a Nintendo Direct coming out, but we're not going to talk about it. I just don't feel like talking about it. So I'm not going to talk about it. But yeah.
Man. Well, I'm excited for it. I've been needing a new Switch.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to upgrade to the OLED because everyone kept telling me like, nah, bro, just wait. Like next year, they're gonna release the Dreamcast 2 and the Switch 2 like at the same time, back to back.
Dreamcast would be kind of cool. That would be something else out of nowhere.
Dreamcast 2.
That would be an even way better drop. It's just like Nintendo Direct at the very end. By the way, Dreamcast 2. Bye. It's just everything shuts down.
With me, it was more of that. I mean, they dropped that Zelda one, and to my surprise, it didn't sell out. Like there were. Normally, I'm used to like Nintendo drops anything,
Yeah,
and it's gone that hour. This one was like, days went by, and it's like, guys, there's still consoles. Do y'all want one?
yeah, and when I started noticing it for me, like my big like, oh holy shit, I can still get one, was the Game and Watches. The Mario Game & Watch and the Zelda Game & Watch. I remember I would go to Walmart like months later. Yeah, that one. I went to Walmart like
Still
months
sealed?
later, and they still had them, and they were like cheap at that point too. They were like, just take them.
So, I got the Game and Watch for free because I had a ton of GameStop coupons.
Oh, credits.
Yeah.
So I didn't pay shit. Yeah, because it's like you get like a $5 off coupon like every month of your rewards, and then I had I don't know, it was like my birthday or something, so they gave me like a $20 off card or something like that. But basically, it ended up that like I didn't pay shit for it. But yeah, mine's the Zelda one, Game and Watch. But yeah, and so the thing with me is that, yeah, Nintendo's known for gimmicks, especially with these more recent consoles,
Yeah, like since the
that
Wii.
yeah, they've all been gimmicks because you have the Wii with motion controls, the
Well, I
DS
guess
with two screens,
yeah.
the
Even the
3DS.
GameCube kind of
Virtual
Mhm.
had a
Boy.
gimmick
What
where
was
it
the
was
gimmick
like
with that one?
it was portable. You could carry it. It had
Oh,
the
it had the
handle in
little
the back.
handle.
It
Yeah,
had the little handle in the back. Yeah.
yeah, I remember.
That was the it wasn't advertised that much because it's kind of a lame gimmick. Like it's not but
Hmm.
that was I saw was I think it was Matt McMuscles. He did a video on the history of the GameCube, and that was one
Hmm.
of the things that uh he mentioned that like with every console you need that like and then like part of
Hmm.
it, right? Like because the PlayStation was like it plays games and CDs, and then with the
Hmm.
two and DVDs. So the GameCube needed that like and the
Hmm.
and was like, look at it, it's a box, you can carry it.
Yeah, it and yeah. So I guess yeah, we gimmick, but yeah, gimmick, and it it's gotten to the point where I remember for a while leading up to the reveal of the Wii U that people were thinking that Nintendo was gonna finally cater to like the hardcore gamer
Mm-hmm.
audience because they were getting so much third party support. But this was before they had revealed the console. And then once it was revealed and then it underperformed, I think that's when like shit. And I think um they I don't want to say they pivoted, but I think they realized we just need to play to our strengths. And the crazy thing about it is that while yes, the Wii U home console wasn't doing so hot, their handheld console, the 3DS, that thing was a powerhouse. And that thing was still doing really, really good. And I I like to think that that's when they realized, okay, people wanted this, but not this. And so I think I like to think that that's part of the thinking for what led to the Switch. And
I that's
it's crazy
definitely
because
part of it, but also you mentioned that they pivoted. I don't think they pivoted that much because when you look at the Wii U, the gimmick of it was the gamepad, and you look at the Switch, and it's like it's just the gamepad. Like the answer
yeah,
was right there. Just
yeah,
make the
just take
whole
the gamepad.
console the gamepad.
Which, by the way, I didn't know that the Wii U was supposed to be like a whole separate console.
That was
I
another
thought it
thing
was.
with it too. Yeah, that
I
Yeah,
they explained that to me today. We were talking about this new Switch. My coworker was like, that's like a whole nother. The Wii U's a whole nother console, right? I was like, what are you talking about? No, it's not. It's just like an upgraded Wii. He's like, no, it's a whole new. It's got its own games and everything that you can only play on the Wii. I was like, what? No. He's like, yeah, you didn't know that? I was like, no, I didn't. Because I couldn't afford fucking consoles at the time. It's like, but yeah, I didn't. That was just a fun fact for me that I didn't fucking know. I thought it was just like, oh, it's just they just fucking upgraded the software. It's fucking more powerful. That's just
No,
that's all it is.
it,
It was like, nah, bro.
it wasn't just you. It was pretty much
it
everybody.
was yeah,
Like
yeah that
when well, you go ahead when.
yeah when it was first announced at E3, there was a big like, so it's just a peripheral. A lot of people thought it was like a gamepad that connected to the Wii, and what didn't help was the name.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason they stuck with the name Wii U, because they had a different name For it.
Dolphin.
No, Project Dolphin was the GameCube,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And damn it, I don't remember. And then the Wii, it was rumored that it was going to be called the Revolution.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I forgot what they were saying it was going to be for the Wii U, but they had a name in mind. But then they pivoted to Wii U, and the reasoning for that one was that Wii U can be pronounced in any language. It's easy to say.
Mm.
So that was the logic behind it. That, just like the Nintendo Wii, any language you can translate it, say it. So the logic behind it was, well, let's keep the same thing, Wii U. It could be said in any language, but the problem was, if you keep the same name, people are going to think it's
It's
like
a
a
part of it.
add-on.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
It's not like
32X.
yeah. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, if you call it a PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wee
so
woo, wee woo.
that was the that was the explanation behind the logic behind it. But yeah, it's fair to say it didn't work.
Nope.
It was the Wii U flopped pretty bad, so bad that the higher ups had to take pay cuts. That way, they wouldn't have to fire any of the staff, which is something certain game companies could fucking take notes from.
Mm.
I'm not gonna point any fingers,
I
but
will. Microsoft.
Fucking
yeah,
Microsoft.
bastards.
Yeah, they.
So,
All right, real quick. We don't have to talk about
mhm.
it, but the thing
No,
that
we
I
do.
find really funny about, and I mean funny in a loose way, about Microsoft shutting down all those studios. It's not funny in the sense that people lost their job, but it's fucking ironic that they closed down all those studios, and then the very next day the president of Microsoft is like, "Yeah, man, it's just we haven't had any hot games in a while. Like we need more games like Hi-Fi Rush." Oh, from the studio that you just fucking closed down. What?
yeah.
What do you mean you need more
Mhm.
games like Hi-Fi Rush? What the
Is it
fuck,
It's
dude?
like,
is it like that meme, where it's the guy riding the bicycle and he just sticks the puts the stick in his
yeah,
own
Yeah,
wheel?
yeah.
yeah. Or like the Eric Andre one where he shoots them and it's like, man, why can't we make any good games? Like,
Why can't we make any games like Hi-Fi Rush? They were working on a sequel for Hi-Fi Rush when they shut them down. What the fuck,
yeah.
dude?
And then
Kind of,
they just made that game like multi-platform too.
yeah.
So yeah,
I
no.
like literally after the announcement, I went on the PlayStation Store and I was like, "Oh look, Hi-Fi Rush is here. I can buy it on my PlayStation." God damn it, man! Like, I don't know. It's
Yeah, yeah, fucking clown behavior. But
kind
Fucking
of
rich people,
they,
bro.
what kind of fucking weird ass post nut clarity did he get that he's like, man, we need more games like Hi-Fi Rush.
I like,
I've made
maybe
a
it was that
terrible
meme.
mistake.
Maybe it was that meme of like, you know, you cancel the game and then you make that post about, man, I wish we could make more games like Hi-Fi Rush. Put it to vibrate and then you shove it up your ass.
The other thing too that is like kind of ironic or like just cyclical is that Tango Gameworks, the makers of Hi-Fi Rush, was founded by Shinji Mikami,
Mm-hmm.
who was one of the creators
Yeah.
of Resident Evil, who
Yeah.
famously when he was he decided to make Resident Evil 4, but he didn't want to make it for PlayStation. He went to Microsoft
Oh yeah, they
and
said no
for a meeting, and they blew it, and so he was like, screw you guys, and then he walked his ass over to Nintendo and was like,
to
hey, you guys want a
Nintendo.
Resident Evil?
Yeah,
So for them to just like fuck him again, like what the hell, man?
It was probably retaliation for the Resident Evil game. I'm telling you, that's what it was.
But he gave them Hi-Fi Rush. He made good on it. He gave them a solid seller.
Dude,
He gave them a banger of a game.
it just like it's like as a game developer, it's like what do? It's like you make a game in impossible deadlines, and so because it's rushed by the higher ups, it's full of bugs and it gets bad reviews. So you lose your job. Then you make a good game. It wins awards and it gets nominated for Game of the Year. And it gets all this praise. And what's your reward? You lose your job. So like what the fuck? No matter what you do, the end result is always you lose
And
your
then
job.
the Arcane is also like a fucking sad one because they never wanted to make fucking what's the stupid vampire game that sucks?
That vampire one, was it Redfall or
yeah, Redfall. Well, they didn't want to make that version of it, right? Like they wanted to make the traditional like game that they make, a standalone like one player experience, single player experience, but
yeah.
The powers that be were like, no, make a live service. Yes.
Yeah.
And so they make a live service and it tanks, and then they're like, well, you guys should have just stuck to your strengths. Like, why'd you make a live service? Because you fucking told me to.
They're saying that the same thing happened with the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That they were gonna do just like another like Arkham game. And they're like, oh, you know what? It would be better if it was a live service game with multiplayer.
Ew.
So I do Suicide Squad and it tanks, and it's like, you guys should have just done another Arkham. It's like, you motherfuckers.
Somebody did a comparison on, I think on TikTok, of Suicide Squad and Arkham. I think it was Arkham City, and just the how bad the quality is compared to the Arkham games. Like it's like, how did you, like 10 years, was it like 10 years ago now, maybe more? You have this beautiful badass fucking Arkham game, and now you have this. What the fuck did you do? Why did you do that? And yes, live service. Fuck live service. Fuck you. Fuck you, live service. I'm tired of shit.
Well, the only bright side to like these failures is that if other companies are taking notice, they might cancel any plans they had for a live service game.
I feel like some companies are taking notice, though, of just the consumers, in all honesty. Because, I mean, not gonna lie, some of I can't even really think of the example that I had. I had the example in my head, now it's fucking gone. But with a lot of things, little things, they are taking these in. Oh, my best example, the one we were talking about not too long ago, where they wanted to make the Waffle House level, and was it Tekken?
Yeah, Tekken.
Like that where he was like, why does everybody want this? Explain it to me. And it feels like if you actually explain it to him, he'll be like, okay, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll put that shit in there. Hell yeah. It feels like, yeah, they are starting to kind of see, like, bro, we're the ones paying you. You will
did seem kind of
not
down,
exist
like...
without us. Yeah, like he seemed kind of down. He's like, well, if you like, it feels like if you explain it to him,
he replied
he's
to
just
that
like,
message saying like, hey, look, no promises, because like it's international copyrights, but I'll ask around. What have I got to lose?
Maybe he'll make something similar. It'll look like the Waffle House, and everybody will be, trust me, like if it looks somewhat similar to the Waffle House, people will be like, yeah,
I'm 100% okay with it not being Waffle House in name.
like
Just call it the breakfast place.
yeah, the diner or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
No,
This-
I want it to be owned by Heihachi. I want it to be owned by the Mishima Zaibatsu.
That's so
Like-
perfect.
like
That's
if
perfect.
you like if you zoom in into the background in the window, you see Heihachi on the fucking grill. He's back there making waffles. That I mean, it would be great if the way it started was both of them in the Waffle House just casually eating breakfast, and they just flip their tables and run outside, start throwing meat and shit. That's how the level starts. You know how every level has its intro and start.
That's totally
You know, whenever,
a Paul
like, the
Phoenix
camera
and
pans
martial
down.
law intro.
That would be awesome. They're both just
the
sitting at the
joke-
bar.
The joke that cracked me up was like, you can break through walls and the floor in the Tekken games, and it takes you to a different map because the levels
Yeah.
are connected. So someone made the joke that, like, if they do the Waffle House level and you break through the floor or something, you should end up at like a Taco Bell, because there's those restaurants that it's a Taco Bell and a KFC
Yeah.
like connected.
And every time they break through the floor, every time they just sit there, like they both get up and they just look at each other and look around like, where the fuck are we? They just look confused every time they enter these levels.
Mhm.
They're just like, this doesn't look familiar. We're in another dimension where Taco Bell is king.
Man.
I think that would be great. They're just sitting at the bar. That's my intro. That's the intro I want. I'm gonna tweet that. Just them sitting at the bar enjoying their waffles, and for whatever reason, they both reach for the syrup at the same time, and they just look at each other, and the fucking fight breaks out. All you see is one of them get thrown through the window, and then everybody comes out and just cheering them on. There's a crowd. Woo! Because like that's just real life. Like, you know, that's had to have happened at one point in a Waffle House.
Someone breaking through the window? Look.
Breaking through the window.
It just
you know,
wasn't on
defended.
camera, but it did happen.
Yeah, it has happened. Like, the cook outside smoking a cigarette while he's cooking.
Definitely.
There's not cigarette ash in my waffle. I don't want it.
All right. Now to bring it back to the Switch 2.
Sorry for the tangent. Welcome back.
No, it's great. It's great content. This is the content that our viewers like to see. All right. We apologize for nothing.
Us discussing hypotheticals in Tekken.
Yeah, in Tekken.
Hypotheticals. Somebody tweet this. We want him to contact us just for like, what do you guys mean?
Yeah, look at this point, the viewers should learn to expect for us to go on tangents about video games, porn, and Taylor Swift.
Yes.
But I think we were talking about gimmicks before we up on this.
Yes.
What's the Switch 2's gimmick?
My
You
thing
can
is
connect
like
it to the Apple VR. That's the gimmick.
I'm wondering if the gimmick for this one is they just bring back Street Pass again from the 3DS.
Man, I miss Street Pass. Street Pass was dope.
I really like Street Pass. For those of you that don't know what Street Pass is, so the 3DS, because it was a portable console, the idea was if you leave it powered on but just closed, so it's like basically in like sleep mode, if it detected another 3DS, your little me avatars would like visit each other.
Oh.
And you would do like your check at the end of the day to see how many other like people carrying their 3DSs like you walk past, and there were these little like mini games you could play. Some of them were free, some you had to pay for, and some of the paid ones were actually worth it, by the way, because they were a lot of fun. But yeah, you could do like little mini games with them. There were like these little like RPG ones and stuff. But essentially, that's all it was. It was just a way of like passing other players And yeah, Nintendo every now and then would also have like their like like Reggie Fils-Aimé, it's Shigeru Miyamoto and stuff like that. They during certain events there was ways that you could like street pass them and stuff. And yeah, essentially it was a it was a cool little thing. So I wonder if like they would bring that back to some extent for the Switch successor. The thing that makes me go like, I don't know if they would bring it back is that while I would carry my 3DS with me everywhere because it quite literally fit in my pocket because it was about the size of a cell phone,
Mm-hmm.
I don't carry my Switch everywhere.
Yeah, and that's also been like the thing keeping me from buying a Steam Deck. But like
That
Yeah.
thing's
the
huge.
point is kind of to
Mhm.
take it places, but I don't want to take it places.
Yeah, like honestly, I think with the Steam Deck, I wouldn't even like probably use it like in public. I would probably just
Yeah,
play it
just
at the house, but it's something I can play while like I'm laying in bed.
Or on the toilet.
Yeah, or on the
yeah.
toilet. Yeah.
Or like on a
Um.
road trip where you don't drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Stuff
kind of
like
get
that. If you're
motion
in the car.
sickness. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
yeah,
Oh no,
like
I played the shit out of the 3DS in car rides all the time, man. I didn't give a fuck.
I remember when we would go to Fort Worth to visit y'all, I would like take a book or take my Game Boy,
Uh-huh.
but like the Game Boy not so much. It wouldn't really give me motion sickness, but when I tried to read or like do something like that, like especially reading, I would get a headache and like start to feel
Yeah.
nauseous.
No, yeah, reading definitely while in the car, I would get motion sickness, and they say that it's because like the letters move like subtly, and so it's your, yeah, yeah.
I used a
Um,
Game Boy when I traveled in Mexico. It was the first time I ever really had like a Game Boy. And I didn't get the motion sickness, but also I didn't play it as much as I thought it was because I was just staring out the window like, oh, that's so cool. But when I did get to play, all I played on it was Pokemon. It's like the only
yeah,
Game Boy game that I played.
no, that with me, the 3DS came out in a perfect time in my life. It came out right around when I started college, and college was like a 2 hour drive away from home. So whenever like my parents would pick me up to go back home for the holidays or just weekends, I'm in the back seat playing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time on 3DS. And yeah, it was great. It was fantastic. But
Yeah.
now that I'm grown, I'm the one driving. So now I can't play Switch on a car ride because I'm the one fucking driving.
And now if you get a
Not if
Cybertruck,
you hook it up to
then
the Apple.
those fuckers drive themselves. You were just telling me how
Yeah, that's true.
they accelerate by themselves.
Yeah.
They
They
accelerate.
recalled them because of the gas pedal. Yeah.
Well,
Does
I
it
mean,
get
this
stuck?
is the thing that people don't understand. Like, of course the pedal gets stuck because it has to drive itself because, you would have lost all your fingers from the trunk by now.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, fuck. I saw that video. That was like, oh god,
Did you
another
see the
fear
dude?
online. The fear was already there, but
Did you
yeah, I
see
saw it.
the
I saw the video.
what about the guys that were like, "Oh yeah, you can peel the carrot with the door." Like they weren't closing
No, I
the
didn't see that
Yes.
one. No,
Yeah, if you like
I didn't
open the
see
door
that
of the Cybertruck, the guys like get a carrot and they're just like and it's peeling it.
And I wanted a Cybertruck at first. Now it's just a fucking death trap. Now I'm
Yeah,
good.
when I saw the concept, I
Appreciate
was like, I mean, it looks dumb, but I want one.
It literally looks like something we drew when we were 4 years old. It just came to life. That's literally what it looks like. I feel like fucking Elon
It looks
saw
like
a
if
drawing
Grand Theft
exactly
Auto
like
was
it, and he's
made
like,
on the
"Fuck it."
PlayStation 1. Like that would be one of the trucks in
It very much screams like a child designed a car, because it's like, okay, it looks like this, and it's big, and it's bulletproof, and it drives by itself, and like
It's the Homer.
And Elon's just like,
this kid's
No.
spitting.
No, this is what it. This is what the front. He's like, dude, you know what the front end of your truck's gonna look like, Elon? He's like, what? Do you remember Lara Croft's triangle boobs from PlayStation 1? And Elon was like, yes, absolutely.
You know what?
That's what the front of my truck's gonna look like. Triangle boobs from Lara Croft.
The Cybertruck looks like if Star Fox 64 had Landmaster levels. Like that's what it would look
Yeah.
Wow, what a reference.
like.
Which, speaking of Switch successor, I want a Star Fox game. Come on.
Yeah, we are due for a Star Fox game. I'm not gonna lie, we are due for a Star Fox game. We really are. Star
Yeah, 'cause
Fox Flight Simulator.
The
Zero's-
last one we got
Zero.
was Zero. I don't count the mini game ones.
Nah. But Zero wasn't
Number 5.
bad. It was just they had to
The
commit to
motion
that gimmick,
controls.
to the motion controls, and the
Yeah.
motion controls kind of ruined it.
Mm-hmm. I honestly think if I was able to play it with just the standard controller, I would have liked it a lot.
Yeah, same.
Fucking gimmick.
The look, I just need them to do another Star Fox command. That's it. I actually like that game.
Yeah.
The one where you're on the ground and on the
Oh yeah, in the
Don't you get a
you
tank
can get
plane
out
that
of
one?
the
you can get
Yeah.
out of the plane.
yeah, you can get out of the plane, you get out of the tank, you're on the ground, you just have a gun.
That'd still be pretty cool.
Yeah, or was it Star Fox Assault? I'm forgetting the name now.
It
It was
feel
either
like
Assault or
Command
Command.
was there.
It
I
was
think it was
Assault,
Assault.
right? I think Command was on
Think
the
so.
DS. No, point is that they need to do another one of that one.
Yeah.
Add another Donkey Kong.
Yeah, they should. They're about to. Aren't they doing a Donkey Kong ride?
Because
or
look,
something?
the last time both of those got a game was literally on the Wii U.
What?
Because
Yeah,
they did Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and then they did Star Fox Zero.
and they just ported Tropical Freeze over to the Switch. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot. Yeah,
but they didn't
you're
put
right.
Star Fox.
No,
Have any of the Donkey Kong games been non-side scrollers?
Donkey
No,
Kong 64.
It was a non-side scroller, right?
Yeah,
that was-
that's the only one.
That was like a Banjo Kazooie style game, a collectathon.
Mm-hmm.
Too
Yeah, I
much,
really
if
like
you
that
ask
one.
me. There was a bunch of shit that like.
Yeah, you gotta connect the bananas, the golden bananas, the coins.
Yeah, there was a lot
Yeah.
of shit.
It was fun though.
It was fun.
It was
but
still fun though.
I still really like that game, but at a certain point I got tired of the actual game and was just playing like the old jetpack game at Cranky's Hut. Like that was the only reason I was turning on Donkey
Yeah.
Kong 64.
Oh yeah, that little mini game was so fun. Right. Like they just put GoldenEye on the Switch 64
Mm,
Switch thing.
the virtual console or
It's like,
whatever.
when
Yeah.
are we gonna get Donkey Kong? Yeah, yeah. When are we gonna get Donkey Kong on the virtual console? We need that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like my thing with these, like with potential gimmicks, is that it's hard to know for certain, like if there even is a gimmick with it,
Yeah.
because
I think they're it's just gonna be a Switch 2. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's what
think
I
they're
was about
gonna
to say.
they're gonna
Like,
stick to the portability gimmick,
yeah,
and
like part of me thinks it's just a more powerful Switch. Like,
yeah,
I'd be kind of
that's what I
disappointed.
think.
It'd be cool,
that's what
but
I think
disappointing
too.
at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's because no one, when they do a gimmick, even if it's a super popular one like the Wii, Nintendo's the
Mm-hmm.
only one that can do it right. Like, all of the best
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wii games are the Nintendo made ones.
Mm-hmm.
And all the ones that take like the most advantage of like the motion controls and stuff are usually the Nintendo ones. I mean,
Yeah. If
every
anything.
company tried to take advantage of the motion controls, but it didn't feel as good. Like, you
Good.
never got a
Mm-hmm.
Zelda style game from any of the other uh
Mm-hmm.
third party developers, unless you count Red Steel.
Yeah.
But I don't.
And that,
Although
yeah,
Red Steel
and
2
that
is good.
one, yeah, yeah. Red Steel 2 should have been Red Steel 1. Hmm. Um, and yeah, and I'm kind of in the same thing, especially when you consider that like the Steam Deck gets the most like recognition, but I don't know if people forget or just don't realize there's other like portable PC handheld consoles.
Yeah.
It's not just the Steam Deck. Lenovo's got their version of it, and I
The
think they said like graphically, it's more powerful than the Steam Deck.
yeah. Uh the ROG Ally is the one that people have
Mm-hmm.
been comparing to the Steam Deck a lot, and I think
I think
Asus,
Alienware came out with one too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Asus or Acer, one of them. Yeah, and
Asus.
I think
I think
also.
it's pronounced Asus. The
Oh,
monitor
okay.
people, they
And
have
I
one as well.
yeah, they yep. Yeah, and I could have sworn Alienware had one too.
They might.
probably.
I don't know. I haven't checked Alienware.
Mm-hmm. It's because, but yeah, but see, there you go. There's options, and it really is just kind of like, I don't know, take your pick. And so because of that, I'm wondering if this Switch successor is gonna try to lean more into like, hey, why don't we make a graphically powerful console? I know Nintendo's never really been big on like on
They
graphics, on making.
I think they're more focused on
they
gameplay.
they're more focused on gameplay, and their strategy has kind of always been taking like the last gen hardware and using that because the parts are cheaper. So all their consoles,
Mm-hmm.
compared to like Sony and Microsoft and even Sega, they would sell their consoles at a loss because all the price of all the parts in the console, like the chipsets and everything,
Mm-hmm.
was more expensive for them than the $300 or whatever you were buying the console for.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they would always sell them at a loss, whereas Nintendo was like, we're not using the latest and greatest. We're getting stuff that's a little bit older, and we're putting it together to make this console, so they can afford to sell it at the same price point as PlayStation or whatever. But they're making
Mm-hmm.
money off of it.
Yeah. Exactly. And yeah, and that's the thing about it. Like I think that's proof that you don't need to have the best looking game to be a winner. It's I mean we had this conversation when we were talking about Mouse,
Yeah.
when the trailer for that one dropped, that um style over realism tends to prevail, because style is the style will always look better and it'll age better too.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's part of why like Fortnite has been so. Because Fortnite, if you think about it, it's like what, 20 years old? 10 years old? Almost. It's a 10-year-old game.
Almost. I mean, it was. It's. It's yeah. I
When
think
was
it's about
older.
to hit. It's like 6 years,
yeah,
almost.
Really? I thought it was
it's
older.
pretty
Yeah,
old.
it's because they did the zombie thing first
Yeah.
before they did the battle royale.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, granted, they updated the engine to Unreal 5 or whatever, but still, like,
Yeah.
the characters didn't change much. It's still very stylized.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here we go. Fortnite originally came out in 2017.
Damn.
So 7 years.
So yeah, but I think the battle royale came out like a year after that. Oh no, the battle royale came out the same year.
Yeah.
It just came out later. But yeah. But yeah, the only one thing that it's a dumb idea, but it's like I think it's like cool enough that Nintendo could do it. Is that remember back in the Game Boy days that you had like link cables and shit, so you could
Mm.
plug into the other person's. It's like, what if the new Switch has a version of a built-in link cable, and that if you plug it into the other person's like console, I don't know, it would you could play split screen like that or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
One-on-one
that'd be
battles.
cool. The only thing is that, like, I think they'd rather have people rely on Wi-Fi than
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
actually put a
Or
cable
a
in there.
hotspot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like the 3DS had this feature called download and play, and the way that would work was that if you had a multiplayer DS game, you could another person could download like a
Mhm.
mini version of it, and it would let you play the multiplayer with them, even though you didn't have the cartridge.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so you could play Mario Kart DS with your friends, even if only one of you had the game. The the only negative side to it was that you couldn't pick your character, but that's fine because all the characters basically play the same anyway. You just, but you could play the game. And so I think it would be neat if there was like a similar feature to it, especially if it's like a multiplayer game. You know, like if one person's got Overcooked, if they made like a downloadable download and play version of it, then someone else on the other console could be able to play with you. Uh, the closest thing I've seen to it, but it's not really the same, is the game It Takes Two
Yeah.
and A Way Out, where that one is just very user friendly in that if one person buys the game, that's it. The other player doesn't have to buy it. They can just download and play with you. So
Hmm.
I think that would be cool. I think that would be neat.
Yeah, that'd be
Neato.
cool. I don't know, like, in terms of a new gimmick, I don't know where they could take it. Like, I don't. That's why I think they're just gonna make a more powerful Switch, because it's like the Switch already
That's what I'm leaning towards too. Mm-hmm.
the Switch already does motion control. Not a lot of people use the motion control, and no one really
Not a lot of
develops.
games use it
Yeah,
either. Like
but it does have it, so it's not like they can
it does.
say like it's not like they could say like, oh, this one does motion, like the old one did too.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
only thing I can think of, and this is very dumb, so I don't think they'll do it. But it would truly be the final nail in the coffin of the 3DS if the Switch 2 has the same little 3D slider so that you could turn on 3D on, on your games.
I really thought you were gonna say that it's gonna have 2 screens.
It might. It might.
They go back to that, like 2 screens.
2
It might.
screens and 3D bitches. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna have that foldable screen like those new Samsung phones. It folds.
That would be cool. He just
That
folded
was
it
kind
up
of
or roll
annoying.
but it folds.
That was kind of annoying in some 3DS games that it would like treat the empty space in between the screens as like still part of the screen. Like if a bullet was coming down from one screen at an angle and then like it hits the bottom of that top screen, it's still moving at the same angle. Like it's going to appear on the bottom screen different than you expect it.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's something that I'm surprised not a lot of people have guessed. That what if it has 2 screens?
The foldable
Bringing it
screen.
back.
The Switch 2. That's why it's the tool.
That's why it's exactly. Well, all right then. I think this is a good place to wrap things up. So, as always, you alphas, let us know in the comments what you think the Nintendo's gimmick is going to be, or if you think it's even going to have one, or you think it's not going to. Let us know. We want to hear it. And if you post it before we record the next one, I will read it. But until then, see us on the same Pixel Primos channel, same Pixel Primos time, same Pixel Primos. I don't know.
Channel.
I already said that.
Wait. Oh.
Are you? Oh.
There's nothing. No.
Same Pixel Primos time, same Pixel Primos channel. Check us out. But until the next one.
Bye.
Peace.